GM, good morning. By the time that you watch this, it'll be June 8th. I haven't brought you a Theta log in quite some time, but today we have quite a show. I'm going to try to keep it light so you can watch it maybe on your way to work. But we have a lot in store for next week. As you can see on the marketing front, we've been going full steam ahead, and the only reason for that is because the trading competition is coming up, right? So the trading competition is going to begin next week on the 13th. It will be 100% paper trading. All we ask is that you take the Academy course, which will cover all of the Premia V3 feature sets. Upon completion of that exam, it will be a super quick exam. We will then mint the test tokens, and you will be good to go. It's going to be 4 weeks of a trading bonanza. We have 4 different tradable assets. Shout out to Chainlink for getting us a quick return on the ARB token on Arbitrum Guerli. Super clutch of them to do that for us. However, with that, we'll have USDC, Arbitrum, Wrap Bitcoin, Wrap Ether, full feature set available by the end of the trading competition. As the weeks progress, we will be adding more complexity, but we want to, start you guys off slow. We'll have obviously the base layer, permissionless pool deployment. We'll slowly release the vault so you can see what the traditional V2 experience would look like, where you can passively invest. But however, this is a trading competition, right? So we want you to actively manage your portfolio. We'll be integrating the limit orders shortly after the first week, as well as many more features. Right, and I just want to emphasize that P&L is not the only thing that's going to be focused on this, right? So trading competition, as if you're a Premia community member, it is part of our behavioral audit. So we're trying to stress test, pressure test all the different aspects of V3 while we're currently undergoing the smart contract audit, right? So like I said, it's free to compete. Just got to pass the Academy course, which should be super easy. And not only do we have the main part of the competition, or actually a semi-decent part of the competition being the P&L, we also have different aspects of just utilizing the platform, right? Like the focus of this will be for users to learn what is in V3, right? We have social quests, we have on-chain missions. You deploy a pool, you get some points, right? You make a trade, you get some points. We have friend referrals in there, Discord roles, NFTs. It's all part of this progression system that we've been working on. You saw some parts of it with the Academy that we released last week. Already 200 people have passed at least one level of the Academy. Even my pops has done it. So you have no excuse. Get in there, try it out. We will be releasing the trading competition Academy course before the weekend. So if you want to spend some extra time on it, on Saturday or Sunday, we'll give you some extra time. And then on the 13th, that morning, we'll run the batch. We'll look at everyone who completed that competition. We'll mint the testnet tokens. If you come in after 13th, no problem. If you start late, no problem. We have a lot of different areas to focus on. You can come at your leisure. If you don't start if you don't start going into the second or third week because you're busy, there's still tons to win, right? Like I said, over 150K in different prizes. We have merch. We have different platform subscriptions. We have cash prizes. We have NFTs. We have tons of stuff, right? And as you continuously participate, we have stuff that's going in flux, right? We'll be releasing prizes periodically. We're not going to be releasing all the prizes at once. We have different boost periods. There's a lot of cool stuff. We've been integrating with our partners. Shout out to Sesame and Rep3. And we'll be testing this because this is what we envision, what our trading seasons, trading epochs, whatever we decide to call it, going into the V3 launch, right? We're going to have seasonals, maybe 6-month time frame trading competitions for users to compete against each other outside of, just traditional hedging, speculation, whatever you may be using Premia for. And so this is a good way to test that. We want you to come. If you don't know anything about options, that's what the Academy's for. Learn, play with the platform. There's no risk. And then give us your feedback. We even have points for feedback. Form like submit a ticket. You run into a bug, submit a bug ticket, get some points. Write a Twitter thread, get some points. There's a lot of different things that you can go and participate in as a community member, and get some free merch, get some cash prizes, We got even have Arbitrum call options as a prize, right? Bullish on Arbitrum, don't want to put any capital at risk. Well, take part in the trading competition. Here's a little screenshots for some alpha. We have been playing around with this for obviously quite some time. You know, this has been in development for quite some time. There's some cool stuff on here. You can see that there's a link to the Mission Hub. Mission Hub is where you'll be able to look at all the different quests that are available. The on-chain quests we will not be revealing for the purposes of this competition, so they're not gamed. However, we will be running weekly scripts to give you those points. All the social quests, those are fully transparent. Some of the more fun things like, you know, meme competitions and stuff like that, I truly enjoy. They make me smile, so we're giving points for that. Those will all be fully transparent on the Mission Hub, and then you can go and spend the points on what rewards you want, right? But you know, the main focus of the trading competition is to trade, right? We want you to trade different assets. We want you to deposit into different pools. We want you to learn how to deploy your own pool, manage your portfolio. Right? There's a lot of new primitives coming in V3. The pool concept will be new to a lot of people. So baby steps, we're going to slowly introduce you to that process. What does being a liquidity provider look like? What happens when I'm partially allocated? What happens when I'm fully allocated? How do I reset my range? All these things we'll be having. We have a jam-packed marketing schedule for the next 4 weeks. Every week we have a focus. Now, some things will be released from a gating perspective, but most things will be available at the initial launch. However, during those focus weeks, we'll be having AMAs, we'll be doing Twitter Spaces, we'll be making videos to showcase, you know, the finer details of all the offerings that V3 has for you. And last but not least, I just want to give you a quick update specifically around the Parliament and what we've been doing on that front, right? So we finally came to conclusion of all the tokenomics discussions. So we'll be publishing that all those materials next week as we get the buzz of the trading competition. So you'll be able to look at that, form your own opinions. We'll put it up as a proposal. There is some things, if the proposal gets passed, in which that the launch of V3, there are some componentries in which that you may or may not want to change your stake periods. So we want to give everyone you know, a month of time to make that decision on their own and take any action if needed, right? So like I said, all that documentation will be coming out next week. We have part of the tokenomics discussion is how we envision liquidity mining in the future. How do we make it sustainable? How do we make sure that the value is shared between current stakers as well as liquidity providers? So we are very happy to say as an options platform, our liquidity mining will be options based, will be call option based, right? And we're building it in a very modular way in which that if you're another DeFi project and you have a native token and you want to do liquidity mining like this, you can. You can use our smart contract suite, deploy it, you can control all of it, and we can provide a secondary market where these options can be traded, right? So a lot of cool stuff in that regard. We'll make another video going specifically into liquidity mining because it's really cool and it needs its own 10-minute spiel. And then last but not least, both the contributor group and Parliament will be doing a joint community call. We're going to discuss everything that we've been covering in Parliament. We're meeting every week live, but also async. So we have a lot to talk about. And then how V3 plays into a lot of the new tokenomics and Parliament discussions that we've been having, right? We have a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming up the pipeline. More transparency. Transparency first is core to our ethos. Financial reporting, right? Like how we're thinking about expenses. We'll be rolling out some of the on-chain voting components. What the bill process and ratification looks like, and then the last thing I want to discuss is when V3 launched for production. Well, I can happily say that we started the smart contract audit on May 22nd. It's scheduled to complete the first week of July. So right now, tentatively, given that there are no major issues that come back regarding the smart contract audit, we will be launching that in mid-July. And then from a perspective of, if the trading competition runs smooth, there's no major feedback there, we should be able to just flip the switch, move the contracts, deploy them in production, and go from Arbitrum Gurley to Arbitrum Mainnet. We'll be good to go. Thanks. That's all I have to say today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate your time. Talk to you soon.